Morning all. Today we are going to learn local self-governments. Actually, it is in the recent 6th class and also the syllabus for 9th class and for other competitive examinations. Let us see in brief about the local self-governments. What are local self-governments? So we all know that central government and state government. What is central government? Central government means union government. So we all know the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers. That is union government, including the President of India. But at the state level, the government under Governor, the Chief Minister and also his Council of Ministers. This is state government. But what is local self-government? Who organizes them? Local self-government means the government which is governed by the local people for fulfilling our local needs. For example, in our village or in our town, if we have drainage problem, the Prime Minister could not solve such small problems because he may have so many problems at the country level, national level. So that these kind of local problems could not be solved by him because there are lakhs of villages and thousands of cities and towns in the country. Even the Chief Minister also, he had so many other works, so that he could not solve all these problems. Then who should solve the local problems? Who can know the local problems? If the road is not good at your area, the Chief Minister can't do anything because he doesn't know. He may be in Amravati, or the Prime Minister can't do it because he may be in Delhi, New Delhi. So the local people know very well about the local problems. So locally we should solve our problems. So there is a decentralization. Decentralization means the distribution of power from the central government and state government to the local bodies. Locally elected bodies with the local people, well-known people to us. The people among us will form the local government. See, these governments are called as local self-governments. See, here there are two kinds of local self-governments. How many kinds of local self-governments? Two kinds. Urban local governments and rural local self-governments. Now let us come to the rural local self-government. What are rural? Rural means village areas with less population. This is called rural local self-government. These are called rural local self-government. These are of three types. First one is village panchayat. Village panchayat. It is also called as a grama panchayat. It is also called as grama panchayat. Grama panchayat or village panchayat. It is at the village level. And the another one is mandal parishad. It is at the mandal level. And Jilla Parishad. It is at the district level. It is at the village level. It is at the mandal level. It is also called as block level. It is at the district level. These are the rural local self-governments. Let us go for the urban governments now. What are the urban local self-governments? There are three kinds of urban governments. One are Nagar Panchayats, These are called as major panchayats. These are also just like villages. These are just big villages. So next one is municipal councils. Tuni is having municipal council. Tuni, Pedapuram, Pitapuram, Amalapuram, all these are municipal councils. And municipal corporations. Kakinada, Rajahmundry. It is at the town level. Municipal council is at the town level. But whereas municipal corporation at the city level is at the city level. Kakinada, Rajahmundry are the cities. Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada, Kurnool, Kadapa. All these are the cities. Elur. So these are cities. Now let us come to the local self-governments at the rural areas. First of all, village panchayats. Now let us see about the village panchayats. Now, okay, rural local self-governments, especially village panchayats. Village panchayat or Grama Panchayat. Let us see about the functions of the village panchayat or Gram Panchayat. What are the major functions? We all know, around us every day we can see. First of all, maintenance of drainage. Second the spelling?
AI.
Drainage, providing drainage facilities. Laying roads. Maintenance of cattle ponds. What? Tanks. Tanks in the sense Cherul. Tanks in the sense Cherul. Next, providing overhead tanks for providing drinking water. Next, maintenance of burial grounds. So likewise, maintenance of public lavatories. Providing sanitation. Sanitation is also very important. Next, public health. It controls the epidemics and others. Public health, etc. It also maintains. So one more important one is there. Schools. Maintains schools. Community halls. It also maintains community halls. So likewise many functions are there. All these functions are fulfilled by all done by
Gram Panchayat.
village panchayats or gram panchayats. These are the important functions. There are many other functions. How do they get the money for fulfilling all these needs? They will collect the money in the form of taxes. Let us discuss it later. Before we are going to learn about that, so let us see how does the gram panchayat or village panchayat form. Let us see the formation of village panchayat. In the village, the people, those who cross 18 years of age, 18 years of age, will be provided right to vote. They will have right to vote according to the Indian Constitution after making 86th Amendment. See, every person, those who got 18 years of age, will be provided right to vote. See, all the members of the village, all the voters, those who enrolled their names in the electoral roll. Electoral roll. It is also called as in our normal language voters list. Electoral roll and voters list. Those who register their names in the voter list or electoral roll will be provided right to vote. These people will elect the members to the village panchayat or gram panchayat. The entire village is divided into number of wards. Number of wards. Wards means it's the political divisions to administrate easily. 1000 to 2000 population is considered as a particular ward or an area. See, for every ward there will be a ward member. For every ward there will be a ward member. These ward members are elected by the people directly. These are elected directly by the people. People will provide 2 votes. One is for election of the ward member and the other one is for electing chairman, panchayat chairman, gram panchayat chairman, president or chairman, gram panchayat chairman. Gram panchayat president is called as sarpanch. Sarpanch in the sense president of the village. President of the village is called as sarpanch. See here, the members and the sarpanch, all of them form as the panchayat body, and they will take the decisions regarding that particular panchayat, whatever requirements is needed by that particular village and which is to be given priority, and they will discuss and they will study the local problems. They will solve the problems of the people in at the village level. Okay. Sarpanch, along with the sarpanch, there will be another member is also elected from the ward members as the upasarpanch. Upasarpanch. Sarpanch and upasarpanch. Sarpanch is the head of the village, first person of the village, and he is assisted by upasarpanch and the ward members in taking the decisions regarding that particular village. From the government side, one executive officer is also appointed to assist them in administration. Actually, they will take the decisions, they make the resolutions, and the executive officer takes the responsibility by using the local sources, financial sources and others. He takes the responsibility in implementing the resolutions, whatever the panchayat is taken. Okay, now let us see how, what are the organs in the village panchayat. There are 2 organs. One is Gram Sabha and the other one is Grama Panchayat. Gram Sabha and the other one is Grama Panchayat. Gram Sabha. What is Gram Sabha? All the voters in the village, all the voters in the village are the members in Gram Sabha. Every year, for every 6 months, every year twice, the Gram Sabha will meet. All the voters will meet. This is called Gram Sabha under the presidentship of Sarpanch. Then in Gram Sabha, the people will know the beneficiaries of the different schemes of the government. The people also can take the important activities to be done in that particular village, and they can also explain their problems in the Gram Sabha and their needs, and the people also decide the prioritization for the works to be done. And in Gram Sabha, they also announce the audit report of the village panchayat. For all these purposes, the Gram Sabha will meet twice a year. That is, all the voters are the members in the village in Gram Sabha. Whereas, let us come to the Panchayat. Regular meetings are done for the Panchayat. Here, already I told you about the Sarpanch, Upa Sarpanch also there, and ward members, and some officers under the executive officer and other staff of the Panchayat will attend to these Panchayat meetings. See here, they will take the decisions regarding the implementation, they will take the decisions regarding the needs of the village. See here, Gram Sabha meets twice a year, but the Panchayat, that means the ward members and others, they frequently meet and they will discuss the policy for the development of that particular village and others. See here, along with them, sometimes co-opted members also, co-opted members. Who are co-opted members? For example, if any religion or any, for example, if any group of people are not represented to the Panchayat through the elections, then they will be nominated as the co-opted members by the executive officer with the orders of the MDO and others. So, however, this is the structure of Panchayat. Now, see, what is the term of the Panchayat? The term of the Panchayat is for 5 years. The term of the Panchayat is for 5 years. So, after the 5 years, what will happen? So, again the elections will be conducted by the government, and so whether if the same Sarpanch is elected, he will continue in the office, or otherwise, so the another one may replace the Sarpanch. So, in such a way, the after the elections it may be changed. So, how do the local self-government organize? It has limited resources. What are the sources of the local self-governments to implement these? The local self-governments will get the financial sources from the following. They will collect the taxes. ఇందాక మనం చెప్పుకున్నప్పుడు ఒక విషయం మర్చిపోయాం. See, I forgot to say one thing. The functions of the village panchayat is to levy the tax and to fix the taxation on houses, properties, water facilities, or otherwise vehicles. On all these, the village panchayat will levy the taxes. Here the taxes are the main sources. What kind of taxes? For example, entertainment tax. We are watching cable TV. So in this advertisement will be seen. Advertisement tax is also collected by the panchayats. Entertainment, as you are going to movie, you are paying some money. Along with the money, along with the ticket, you are also paying some tax, entertainment tax to the municipality or panchayat. So entertainment tax, advertisement tax, and Asilu, that means after anthem dani Asilu అని చెప్పి మనం రెగ్యులర్ గా మార్కెట్ లో ఫేర్ ట్యాక్స్ or market tax, that is every day they will collect some tax. That is also the tax collected by the local self government. Okay, next, some taxes are there, some for cattle, for vehicles, for oxen carts. For all these, they will give some license. For all these, the taxes are levied by the village panchayats. And sometimes they will get the donations from the public. The big shots in the village will give some donations to the village panchayat to participate in, to bring the development in that village on the name of them. Sometimes they will donate some money in commemoration of their parents or their elders for construction of school buildings or community halls and other. They are called donations. They are also sources for village panchayat, financial sources for village panchayats. Sometimes they will collect the fines. If anybody in the village pays the tax late, then automatically they have to pay some fine. Or otherwise, if they violate the rules without paying advertisement tax, if we keep a poster at the center in the village, then they will collect some fine from us. That is also the income source for them. And finally, grants. We'll get the grants from state governments and also from the central government. These are also the financial sources. And moreover, the panchayats and municipalities collect some taxes from the some rents from the shopping complexes. So rents on properties of this village panchayat. These are also income source for them. Now we have discussed about the sources of the village, financial sources of the village panchayat. Already just we have discussed the taxes, donations, rents collection, collection of rents from the properties and shops of the village panchayat, and grants from state and central governments, share from the mandal and Jilla Parishad budget. All these are the financial sources. See, at the village level, the basic rural self-government is village panchayat or grama panchayat. Village panchayat or grama panchayat. So after the village panchayat, the next to village panchayat, there is mandal parishad. So sometimes some of them are writing T, no problem. Parishad or parishad. In Telugu, parishad. In English, we'll write parishad. No problem. It's not a spelling mistake. There is no controversy in it. So at the village level, village panchayat. Next to village, at the mandal level, mandal means it's also called as block level. What is mandal or block? 20 to 40 villages are in the block. 20 to 40 villages are in the block. See, from every village, see, mandal parishad is the next organ to the village panchayat. It is also just like village panchayat, but it is at the mandal level. It is at the mandal level. See, here for the mandal parishad, there will be a president. He is elected. Actually, direct election is there in village panchayat for sarpanch, but for mandal parishad, the president is elected from MPTC. Who is MPTC? Mandal Parishad. MPTC means MPTC member. Means Mandal Parishad Territorial Constituency member. MPTC member means Mandal Parishad Territorial Constituency member. The entire mandal is divided into several mandal parishad territorial constituencies. Each village will be taken as a unit. If it is the major village or Nagar Panchayat, then maybe two MPTCs from that. Like that. See here, mostly 20 to 40 villages are in the mandal parishad. For every mandal parishad, the members are elected directly by the people. These MPTC members elect the president and one among them as the vice president. At the village level, sarpanch and upa-sarpanch. But at the mandal parishad level, MPTCs elect the president and vice president. Mandal Parishad president and vice president. Along with them, 3 co-opted members are also there. 3 co-opted members may be appointed by MDO. Who is MDO? At the Panchayat level, executive officer implements the decisions of village panchayat. MDO means Mandal Development Officer. He implements the resolutions passed by the Mandal Parishad. See, MDO at the Mandal level, the community development programs will be organized by the Mandal Development Officer. He looks after the Mandal Parishad and all the villages under his control by maintaining proper guidelines and to peacefully function the local self-governments, village panchayats and others under their control. See, here the Mandal President and Mandal Vice President will look after the needs of the Mandal and they will try to keep the Mandal as the developed one by making some resolutions in the Mandal Parishad meetings. See, next to Mandal, Jilla Parishad at the district level. Jilla Parishad. See, Jilla Parishad will have a chairman. Jilla Parishad will have a chairperson. Jilla Parishad will have a chairperson and vice chairman. See, at the district level, there is a local self-government named as the Jilla Parishad. See, it is by chairperson and vice chairperson. They are the important persons for the Jilla Parishad. So, for every Jilla Parishad, ZPTC member is elected. What is meant by ZPTC? Jilla Parishad Territorial Constituency member. MPTC means Mandal Parishad Territorial Constituency member. ZPTC means Jilla Parishad Territorial Constituency member. See, here there are also some co-opted members, up to 4 or 5 members can be appointed as the co-opted members. It depends upon the discrimination of DPO. See, here Jilla Parishad organizes the activities, maintains the Jilla Parishad schools and all the other functions which are performed by Mandal Parishads and also village panchayats. See, it is the district level organ. DPO is the officer appointed by the government to make to implement the resolutions made by the Jilla Parishad chairman and vice chairman. Now, how the ZPTCs are elected? Every mandal is taken as one unit, and from every mandal, ZPTC member is elected by the people directly. They will elect the chairperson and vice chairperson. See, here we must understand one more thing. For example, in every village panchayat, the MLA is the permanent member, ex officio member. Whoever becomes MLA, he is a member of village panchayat. He is a member of Mandal Parishad under his constituency. He is a member of Jilla Parishad in his district. Every MLA in the district is also the member of Jilla Parishad. Every MLA whose constituency under that, whose mandal, the mandal which under his constitution, he is also member in that particular Mandal Parishad. For example, in our constituency there are 3 mandals. In these 3 Mandal Parishads, our MLA is the ex officio member. See, in almost all the villages under this constituency, the MLA is the permanent MLA is the member for these panchayats. Like that, they will carry the resolutions and the needs, and they will prioritize the needs of the people, and also they organize the governments peacefully and they fulfill the local needs without basing on state or central government, and fast decisions will be taken by the local self-governments rapid decisions, perfect decisions, and prioritization. These are the important things. But one thing we must remember, according to the article number 40 of the Indian Constitution, says the establishment of village panchayats. Establishment of village panchayats is according to the article number 40 of the Indian Constitution. It is provided in the directive principles of state policy, and it is also in the Gandhian principles. Mahatma Gandhi thought Gramarajya is possible. Ramarajya is possible through Gramarajya. So, under the article number 40, it is incorporated. On the basis of the article number 40, these were established. Which is the first state to implement the village panchayats? Rajasthan is the first state. Which is the first state? Rajasthan. We can add H also, no problem. In the year 1959. Next to Rajasthan, AP, Andhra Pradesh is the second state to implement the panchayat system. Panchayat system is implemented first in Rajasthan, next to Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh in 1959. Both the states implemented in 1959. Thank you.